You've probably been told to take care of your heart, your brain, maybe even your bones. But what if I told you that the first place where death quietly begins after 65 isn't where most people think? It starts in your legs. Yes, your legs. The very part of your body that once carried you through your first steps, your first dance, and all those long, beautiful walks. Now, they might be whispering something important, something dangerous, but almost no one is listening. Here's something most doctors won't tell you outright. When your legs begin to weaken, tighten, tingle, or feel heavy, it's not just age. It can be the very first sign of deeper issues that can lead to falls, hospital stays, or worse. Have you ever felt tired just walking to the mailbox? Do your legs cramp or feel numb at night? Have they been changing in ways you can't quite explain? If so, don't brush it off, because the journey toward decline often begins right there, with the legs. But there's good news. Today, we're going to reveal the 4 hidden signs that no one talks about. And more importantly, we'll show you how to stop this downward path, with simple steps you can take right now. This is about more than legs. This is about keeping your strength, your freedom, and your life. So don't go anywhere. What you learn today could change the way you walk for the rest of your life. Let's take a moment to talk about something most of us never think twice about. Our legs. They've been with us every step of the way. Through childhood, work, family vacations, walks with the dog, dancing at weddings. We've leaned on them more than we realize, quite literally. But something begins to change after the age of 65. Quietly, slowly, and often without warning. You may not feel it at first. A little stiffness in the morning, a bit of fatigue after climbing the stairs. Maybe your balance doesn't feel quite right, and you tell yourself, oh, it's just age. But let me tell you what's really going on beneath the surface. After 65, our circulation starts to slow down. The blood vessels in our legs, especially the smaller ones, aren't as elastic as they used to be. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are getting to the muscles in your legs. And when muscles don't get what they need, they start to weaken. It's not just weakness, though. Your muscle mass naturally declines, a condition called sarcopenia. It can start as early as your 40s, but after 65, it speeds up. By 75, many older adults lose up to half of their leg strength. That's right, half. You might notice you're walking more slowly, or that you need to grab the handrail when stepping off a curb. Maybe you hesitate before walking on uneven ground. That hesitation? That's your body telling you something's off. But there's more happening, too. The nerves in your legs may not be firing like they used to. You might feel tingling, numbness, or even burning sensations. That's called peripheral neuropathy. It's common in older adults, especially if you have diabetes, poor circulation, or have been sedentary for years. Sometimes the signs are subtle. You get up from a chair and feel a little dizzy. Your knees wobble. Your ankles don't feel steady. You chalk it up to getting old. But what's really happening is a breakdown in the communication between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. And then there's balance. Balance isn't just about how strong your legs are. It's also about your inner ear, your vision, your reflexes, all of which decline with age. When your legs can't respond quickly to a misstep, that's when falls happen. And falls are not just accidents. They are often warning signs of deeper decline. In fact, the CDC reports that 1 in 4 people over 65 falls each year. And once someone falls, their risk of falling again doubles. A single fall can lead to a fracture, hospitalization, loss of independence, and in too many cases, the beginning of a rapid health decline. But why the legs? Because the legs are your foundation. They're your body's largest muscles. They pump blood back up to your heart. They keep you moving, steady, confident. And when the legs begin to fade, everything else, heart, lungs, brain, starts working harder to compensate. Eventually, they can't keep up. Now, I know that might sound a little scary, but I want to be very clear about something. It's not too late. Even if your legs have weakened, even if you've noticed some of the signs we just talked about, you still have power, you still have time, and you still have options. That's what this video is all about. Because understanding what's happening inside your legs is the first step. And the next step is learning the signs to look for and what you can do to protect your strength, your balance, and your independence. So take a deep breath. You're not alone. And you're not broken. You're just getting the information that many people never hear until it's too late. And now that you know, you can act. Let's move forward. Together. In the next part, I'll walk you through 4 specific, hidden signs that your legs may be sending you, and what each one could mean. Because knowledge is power, and your legs deserve to carry you forward for many, many more years to come. We've talked about how your legs change after 65, and why they matter more than most people realize. Now, let's talk about the signs. The ones almost nobody talks about. The ones that sneak up on you quietly, until one day, they're not so quiet anymore. These aren't dramatic symptoms. They're not heart-stopping chest pain or sudden dizziness. They're small, subtle, easy to ignore. But if you know what to look for, you can catch them early. And that can make all the difference. So let's take our time and go through each one carefully. Sign 1. Leg fatigue after simple activities. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone out to check the mail? Or walked around the grocery store and felt like your legs were heavier than they should be? Not sore from exercise, but tired, drained, weak. Like you just ran a marathon when all you did was walk across the parking lot. That's not normal aging. That's a red flag. You see, your leg muscles require good blood flow to work well. But as we age, our arteries can narrow, harden, or become partially blocked. This condition is called peripheral artery disease, or PAD. It often starts with leg fatigue, even when doing things that never used to wear you out. And here's the thing. PAD doesn't just affect your legs. It's a sign that your whole circulatory system may be in trouble. That includes your heart, your brain, your kidneys. So when your legs start tiring out faster than they used to, your body is trying to tell you something. What to do? Start by taking mental notes. How far can I walk before I feel the fatigue? Do both legs feel the same? Does it improve with rest? And always, bring it up with your doctor. Many seniors never mention leg fatigue, thinking it's just part of aging. But it's not something to brush off. Sign 2. Numbness or tingling at night. Now, let's talk about something a little different, something many people experience, but don't think much about. That strange pins and needles feeling, or a numb, tingling sensation that creeps into your feet or legs, usually at night. You might think, oh, I just slept on it funny, or I must have been sitting too long. But if it keeps happening, pay attention. This can be a sign of nerve damage, often called peripheral neuropathy. It's more common in older adults. And it's not always caused by diabetes, like many people think. It can also be due to poor circulation, vitamin B12 deficiency, side effects from certain medications, or even spinal issues. When your nerves are damaged or compressed, they misfire, sending odd signals like tingling, burning, or numbness. And here's why it matters. When your nerves can't feel properly, your balance suffers. You're more likely to trip, fall, or misjudge where your foot is landing. And falls, as we know, can be life-changing. What can you do? First, never ignore ongoing numbness. Talk to your doctor. Ask about blood tests, a nerve study, or even a referral to a neurologist. Also, gentle movement and circulation-boosting stretches can help restore sensation. And don't forget your shoes. Wear ones that protect your feet and support your steps. Sign 3. Cold legs or color changes in the skin. Have you ever touched your feet or legs and noticed they feel colder than the rest of your body? Or maybe you've seen patches of darker skin or shiny, pale areas that weren't there before. These are signs that your legs aren't getting enough blood. Blood carries warmth and oxygen. So when the arteries are narrowed, the legs may start to lose temperature. They can even look different, bluish, reddish, or unusually pale in places. Some people also notice loss of hair on the legs, or that their skin becomes tight and thin. Others see sores that won't heal, especially on the ankles or feet. All of this is your body's way of saying, something is blocking the flow. Poor circulation in the legs is not only painful, it can lead to infections, ulcers, or in severe cases, tissue death. And yes, in the most serious cases, amputation becomes a risk. But here's the encouraging news. Many of these signs appear months or even years before things get serious. And with proper care, things can be reversed or stabilized. Check your legs every day. Really look at them. Feel the temperature. Notice if the skin looks different. And again, bring these things up to your healthcare provider. It's always better to ask early than to act late. Sign 4. Leg pain, when standing still, or cramps at rest. You might think that pain comes with movement, but one of the most concerning signs is pain when you're not moving. Let's say you're standing at the kitchen counter or waiting in line somewhere, and your calves or thighs start aching. Or maybe you get leg cramps in the middle of the night, sharp and painful even though you've been resting. That's a sign that something isn't right. Healthy muscles don't cramp or ache when they're still, but poor circulation and nerve issues can cause this exact pattern. Pain when resting, relief when moving a little, and recurring discomfort day after day. Sometimes it's related to varicose veins or vein disease. Other times, it's another clue pointing to PIAD or nerve dysfunction. What can help? Gentle walking, even around the house, helps pump blood and ease the discomfort. Staying hydrated, making sure your legs aren't always in one position, especially if you sit for long periods. And of course, ruling out underlying causes with your doctor, bringing it all together. So let's go over them again. 1. Unusual fatigue after small walks. 2. Tingling or numbness at night. 3. Coldness or color changes in the skin. 4. Pain when still or cramps during rest. Each of these may seem small, easy to overlook, but together they can signal that your legs and your health need attention. The good news? By noticing these signs early, you give yourself the chance to act. And in the next part of this video, we're going to talk about exactly that. Simple, powerful steps you can take today to protect your legs, your balance, and your independence for years to come. So stay with me, because your journey to stronger legs and a stronger life is just getting started. Let me tell you a story. Harold was 72. He lived alone in a quiet little neighborhood just outside Chicago. He was the kind of man who never made a fuss. Always independent, always proud. For months, he felt something wasn't right. His legs were tired all the time. A strange numbness crept in when he lay down at night. But he shrugged it off. "I'm just getting old," he told himself. "I'll walk it off." Then came the day he fell. It wasn't a dramatic fall, just a simple trip while walking from the living room to the kitchen. He landed on his hip. The pain was sharp, but the consequences were even sharper. Emergency surgery, weeks in a hospital bed, muscle loss, fear of falling again. Within 3 months, Harold, the man who once mowed his lawn and walked to church every Sunday, now used a walker and rarely left the house. All because of legs that had been warning him for months, and all because he didn't think those little signs mattered. This isn't just Harold's story. It's the story of millions of people over 65. You see, the legs don't just carry your body. They carry your independence. And when they begin to weaken, quietly, your world begins to shrink. Maybe you stop walking as much. Maybe you avoid stairs. Then you stop going out altogether because you're afraid you might trip. The couch becomes your safe place. The TV becomes your window to the world. And before long, the life you once lived becomes smaller. This isn't fear, it's fact. Let's look at the numbers. Not to scare you, but to inform you. 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for older adults in the U.S. And here's the one most people don't know. 25% of seniors who break a hip die within 1 year. Not because of the fall itself, but because of what comes after: surgery, infection, blood clots, pneumonia, and the slow decline that happens when a once active body is suddenly still. But it's not just about falls. Ignoring signs in your legs can be a sign that your arteries are narrowing, which means your heart may be in danger too. Peripheral artery disease isn't just about walking. It's often a warning sign of serious heart problems. People with PAD are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack or stroke than those without it. So when you ignore your legs, you're not just risking a fall, you're risking your life. And yet, so many people say, "I'll deal with it later. It's just part of aging." It's not that bad. But the truth is, later can come too late. Aging is natural, but suffering doesn't have to be. And not that bad can quickly become much worse. Let's pause here for a moment. How are your legs feeling today? When was the last time you really noticed them? Listen to them. Are you moving less than you did last year? Do you hesitate to stand up too quickly? Have you caught yourself feeling unsure on your feet? If the answer is yes, that's not weakness. That's awareness. And that's a gift. Because you're catching something before it spirals. Let me tell you one more story. Linda was 69 when she started noticing leg cramps at night. Her daughter urged her to get checked. Turns out her arteries were 40% blocked. She changed her diet, started doing light exercises, took her medications consistently. 1 year later, she's walking a mile a day. Pain-free, independent, stronger than she felt at 65. Because she paid attention. Because she didn't wait. There are 2 paths. One where the signs are ignored, where legs grow weaker, balance disappears, and life becomes smaller. Where a single fall can change everything. And one where the signs are caught early, where simple steps bring strength back. Where independence lasts longer and life stays full. Which path will you choose? Pause, deep breath, gentle voice. This is not about fear. It's about power. The power to know. The power to act. The power to stay upright, moving, and alive, in every sense of the word. And in the next part of this video, we'll give you those steps. Practical, gentle, effective things you can do every day, starting now. Because you deserve strong legs. You deserve a strong life. And it's never, ever too late. Let's take a deep breath together. You've heard the signs. You've heard what can happen if we ignore them. But now, let's talk about the good part. Because here's something powerful I want you to remember. You are not too old. You are not too late. And you are not stuck. There are things, simple, doable things, that you can start today, right from your chair or kitchen table, that can strengthen your legs, improve your circulation, and even protect your heart and brain. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a gym membership. And you certainly don't need to feel overwhelmed. You just need to begin, one step at a time. Let's walk through it together. 1. Start with the morning leg. Check. Talk to your legs. Every morning, before you reach for the coffee, take a quiet moment to check in with your legs. Yes, actually check. Are they cold or warm to the touch? Is the skin a healthy color, or are there any pale or dark spots? Any swelling, tenderness, or unusual pain? How do your feet feel when you wiggle your toes? This takes less than 1 minute. But it tells you a lot. You're not just looking, you're listening. Because your body speaks in quiet ways. And when you notice early, You can act early. Write it down if it helps. A little journal on the nightstand. Tuesday. Legs felt tired this morning. Left ankle a bit swollen. That one habit could save your independence one day. 2. Chair exercises, small movements, big results. I want to ask you something. Are you sitting down right now? Good. Because that's exactly where we start. You don't need to stand up. You don't even need to leave the room. Here are a few simple movements you can do right from your chair. A. Ankle circles. Lift one foot just slightly and gently circle your ankle 10 times each direction. This helps blood flow and keeps your joints mobile. B. Seated leg lifts. Straighten one leg, hold it out for 5 seconds, then lower it slowly. Do 5 reps per leg. This strengthens the thigh muscles, your walking muscles. C. Heel to toe rocking. With feet flat on the floor, rock back on your heels, then forward onto your toes. It pumps your calf muscles, your second heart, and boosts circulation. If you do just these 3 movements once or twice a day, you're already doing more than most people. And if you can do it while watching your favorite show or listening to music, even better. 3. Gentle walking. The magic of just 15 minutes. There's a saying in medicine, motion is lotion. And for your legs, it couldn't be more true. You don't have to power walk or do laps. Just 10 to 15 minutes of walking around the house, in your garden, or down the hallway is enough to improve blood circulation, strengthen your leg muscles, improve balance, lower blood pressure, even sharpen your mind. If walking is hard for you, use a cane, a walker, or hold onto a sturdy surface. Every step counts. And if you can't walk yet, move your legs from the chair. That counts too. We start where we are. 4. Choose the right shoes. Your legs will thank you. You may not think about shoes as health tools, but let me tell you, they are. Wearing the wrong kind of shoes can increase your risk of tripping, falling, or aggravating leg pain. Here's what to look for. A firm sole, not too soft. Non-slip grip underneath good arch support. A back. Avoid open slippers unless they're anti-slip. No high heels, even small ones. If your shoes are old and uneven on the bottom, it's time for a new pair. You don't need designer shoes, just stable, supportive, safe ones. 5. Build a relationship with your doctor. And be honest, older adults avoid talking about their legs at checkups. They say, "Oh, it's nothing. It's just stiffness," or "I didn't want to bother you." But your doctor wants to know. Don't wait for a big emergency. Bring up the little things. "My calves feel tight when I walk. I've noticed some tingling at night. I feel a little unsteady lately." These are clues. They help your doctor catch problems before they become serious. And don't be afraid to ask, "Can we check for circulation issues? Could this be nerve-related? Should I see a physical therapist?" You are your own best advocate. Your doctor is there to help, but only if they know what's going on. 6. Stretch and breathe, the calming combo. Before you go to bed, or right after waking, take 5 minutes to stretch your legs gently. Sit on the edge of your bed. Straighten one leg, flex your foot, and hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs. And while you do that, take slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Stretching improves flexibility. Breathing calms your nervous system. Together, they help you sleep better, move easier, and feel more centered. It's not exercise. It's self-care. 7. Sunlight, hydration, and hope. Spend a few minutes in the sunlight each day, even just by the window. It helps your body make vitamin D, which supports muscle strength and bone health. Drink water, not soda or sweet drinks, to keep your blood flowing well. And most of all, Keep hope alive, because the truth is the body responds. Even at 65, 75, 85, even 95. The body heals when you move it. It strengthens when you care for it. And it thanks you, with more days of energy, more steps without fear, more moments of freedom. Let's bring this all together. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with one thing. Just one. Maybe it's your morning leg check, or 5 minutes of chair movement, or walking to the end of the driveway and back, or finally bringing up that leg pain to your doctor. Whatever you choose, make it yours, because your legs have carried you through a lifetime. They've earned your attention. They've earned your care, and they still have so many places left to go. Dear friend, you've made it to the end of this journey. And I want to take a quiet moment to simply say, thank you. Thank you for taking time for yourself today. Thank you for caring enough to listen, not just to me, but to your own body. That alone takes courage. We've talked about a lot over these past few minutes. We started with a truth many people don't hear, that for those of us over 65, the decline doesn't always begin in the heart or the brain. Sometimes it starts in the legs, quietly, slowly, and without much fuss. We looked at how the body changes with age, how circulation slows, muscles weaken, nerves become quieter. But we also uncovered something powerful. The signs are there, and they are not meaningless. They are invitations. Invitations to notice, to act, to take back control, one careful step at a time. You now know the 4 hidden signs that most people overlook: fatigue, tingling, coldness, cramps. And more importantly, you now know that none of these are just aging. They're reminders, signals, and they're telling you, you still have time. You still have strength. You still have a say in how your body moves through this next season of life. We've shared the simple tools, the morning leg check, the chair exercises, the gentle walks, the conversations with your doctor, the shoes that support your stride, the stretches that quiet your mind before sleep. None of it is extreme. None of it requires you to become someone you're not. It simply asks you to care, to be kind to your body, to believe just a little more each day that you're still in charge. You see, your legs aren't just parts of your body. They are your history. They are your independence. They are your freedom. They've carried you through decades of birthdays, family dinners, trips, tears, laughter. They've walked you into rooms where love waited, and out of rooms where you grew stronger. And now, they are asking you not to give up on them. Because as long as you can move, even just a little, there is still so much life ahead. Not just years, but good years. Years where you feel steady on your feet. Years where you say yes to a walk in the garden. Years where you meet your grandchildren at eye level, standing tall and smiling. Years where you're not just surviving, but truly, deeply living. So here's my invitation to you. Today, choose one thing. Just one. Maybe you start with ankle circles while the kettle boils. Maybe you take a slow walk after lunch just to feel the sun on your shoulders. Maybe you finally call your doctor and say, "Can we talk about my legs?" Or maybe the first thing you do is simply tell yourself, "I am not done yet." Because you're not. You are still becoming, still growing, still worthy of strong legs and a strong life. And before we go, if this video gave you something, a little hope, a little clarity, or even a small push, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. A sister, a neighbor, a friend who's also starting to slow down and might be too afraid to talk about it. Let them know they're not alone. And if you'd like to keep walking this journey together, don't forget to subscribe. There's more to come, more stories, more tools, more heart, because your life still matters. Your legs still matter. And most of all, you still matter. Thank you for being here. Take care of your legs. Take care of your life. one step at a time.